So welcome to my reaction for the Sony State of Play. And was this a great state of play? Was it a terrible one? Were there some games that you guys were really excited about? Did they show them today? Or was it a big disappointment? Now I'll have my final thoughts at the end of the video, but I thought I'd go through some of my favorite games that they announced at this state of play. I'm not going to mention everything, so if I do mention a game that you like, let everybody else know about it down below.
Leon, we're running out of time.
So the PlayStation Studio logo came up and I'm like, what's this gonna be? Like, what game is this? And it was not what I expected, but it still was kind of exciting. And that is for Kain. There's a brand new Kain game coming to the PS5 in 2026. And I gotta say, I have the original game. I've never gotten around to playing it. I do own it. I've always had the intentions to play it. I haven't gone to it. What do you guys think of that game? It's a really good game. I gotta say that I love the original graphics on the original game, but this game, with the help of PlayStation Studios, looks like something else. It really looks like something out of the playbook of a Zelda game, but doing its own unique thing with its own unique world. And I was kind of hypnotized sitting there looking at it, and I thought it looked really, really good. And they announced Ghost of Yotei Legends. Now, this seems to be a 4-player co-op game, and I gotta say something. I kind of liked it. I liked the look of it. And I thought to myself, I would actually like to play this game. It's something I would play with my friends. I've been looking for a game online to hang out with my friends and just play some kind of, generic action game. But this game looks like it's something kind of different. And I'm going to look a bit more into it as we get more details. And they announced Death Stranding 2 is coming to PC with a lot of different upgrades. And I had my friend Barudi on the channel. He was talking all about Death Stranding 2. And he really sold me on it. And I think he sold a lot of other people who were watching that episode. We're all like, yeah, we like the original Death Stranding. But he's like, no, Death Stranding 2 is insane. And I'm like, okay, I believe you, Barudi. I believe you. So I'm very excited to get the PS5 version, but there's a version coming to PC. And Bad Robot Games announced a game called Forloop. And this is a big multiplayer style game. I gotta say, I don't know, it's just not really doing anything for me. It looks okay. And I think in today's society, you need something to have a bit more of a wow factor. I'm not saying it's terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but it didn't really light my fire when I saw it. But you can start playing the pre-beta game really soon. Now, they did show a game that I'm absolutely hyped for. I'm really hyped for. I played the demo 3 times now because I can't get enough, and that is for Pragmata. And what they showed in this brand new trailer was a city environment. Obviously, it's like a digital city. It can't be real because they're on the moon. Or can it? I don't know. I just love the entire look of this game. I love the gameplay. They're doing a lot of different things with the gameplay. It's not just a standard lock-on and shoot style of game. There's a little bit of strategy to it. And I really like that. And that's to do with the little android girl who's by your side. And she's helping you to unlock certain sections of the station by hacking them. And it's captured my imagination. I've said that. It's really captured my imagination. And I can say this. Please go and play the demo and make your mind up for yourself. Let me know what you think of Pragmata, the demo. Have any of you played it? Is it just me? Am I a crazy person? Capcom has really jumped in here and created a brand new IP, and I'm all about it. I think it's really unique. I think it's different and kind of refreshing. And sometimes in the land of video games, we need refreshing concepts, and I'm hoping that this game really delivers.
Someone looking out for me. And now it's your turn.
Now, one of my most hyped games of the year is Resident Evil 9 Requiem. We've all seen the trailers, we've all gotten hyped, we've seen Leon Kennedy, we've seen the gore, we've seen the movesets, and we're all excited to return to Raccoon City. And I gotta say something, I didn't film myself, watching the state of play, but I was laid on my couch, and I'm drinking my tea, and I'm watching this trailer, and I'm like, yes, I can't believe, Resident Evil 9's coming out so soon. And then they got to the end of the trailer, and I'm just like so in it, and all of a sudden, oh my God, I can't believe this. A grown man, Leon Kennedy opens the doors to the Raccoon Police Department, and you see the middle of the police department. That is so iconic. We've seen it so many times. And I must admit, I kind of welled up a little emotionally. For me, I played Resident Evil 2 nearly 30 years ago now. And to return is like a full circle moment for me, and it's wild, and I feel as old as, if not older than Leon Kennedy now, and it's wild to return to the city once again, and I'm really hyped because I'm a big fan of Resident Evil 2. It's my favorite in the series. I'm so excited for this game. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for Resident Evil 9? And they also showed the Legacy of Kain remaster, and it looks really good. I always remember the original game coming out, and I never got a chance to play it, so this might be a great way for me to jump in. This game has hardcore fans. It really does, deep-rooted in the history of the PlayStation, and so I think a lot of people are very excited that they're getting this game. Now, it's funny, as much as I think I know a lot about anime, JRPGs, and strategy games like that, there's some games that still slip through the cracks for me, and this was one of the ones that did. And it's called like Brigandine Abyss. And they say it's been going since the PlayStation 1 era. I've completely missed this entire series. I didn't even know anything about it. And that's always fun for me. I love finding these little hidden gems out there. Have any of you guys played it? Let me know what you think down below. I don't know, I was kind of excited about it. And then they showed Dead or Alive 6. I was thinking it was gonna be the next one in the series. No, it's that Dead or Alive 6 from 2019, and they're upgrading it. They're doing a lot of enhancements to it. And they say they're putting it online for free. And hey, I think that's amazing. That's really a great thing. And it's always nice to see Dead or Alive back on the screen with those characters. Now they showed Crimson Moon, and this seems to be like a sword and sorcery action adventure style of game. And I was just sitting there going, wow, like look at this game. This kind of reminds me of the old days, you know, hack and slash adventure games like, Golden Axe, but in full 3D we got going on here. And I was completely hypnotized by the game. And I was looking at it, and I was looking at the graphics, and I'm wondering these days, and I mean no disrespect to the studio, if there was a bunch of talented artists there that just did these graphics, but sometimes I was looking at them and I'm like, because we're kind of trained that way these days. I'm like, is some of this bit AI? Like, is it AI? And then I'm like, do I have a problem with that? I'm like, I don't know, it looks so damn good. And I don't know if some of this stuff these days is created by AI. There's a lot more smarter people than me who watch the show that could let me know. But it's also, I think, a compliment to the game that the art was so nice and so detailed, like the textures. I was sitting there looking at them going, these textures are amazing. Like, a lot of work has been put into it. Or there's been an AI machine there helping them out. And is that such a bad thing? I don't know. That's a debate for another time. But right now, I'm really loving the look of this game. And it's always weird when you see the name Game Freak show up on the screen. You're like, oh, this is interesting. And the game's called Beast of Reincarnation. And you play as this girl character running around this fantasy world with a giant wolf. Kind of action combat going on there. And I really don't know what to think right now. Am I superly hyped up in this game? I don't know, it doesn't look bad. I don't know if I'm overly excited for it either. What did you guys think of that game? And they showed a game that all of the old school people who were watching kind of went like this, yay, that's pretty cool. And that is for Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition. And so they're going back to all the original Raymans and collecting them into one big package, just kind of like they did with the Mortal Kombat collection. And the same as the Mortal Kombat collection, they have interviews on here with the original creators. And what's really wild is it comes out tomorrow, but there's a physical copy in the future, and that's the version that I'll be picking up. And this is the one game that really kind of shocked me. I was like, what is this? And wait a second, what is this main character? I'm like, is this like a chicken rooster? Humanoid character running around with, bashing soldiers and, wave after wave of enemies on the screen? I'm like, what do I think of this? This state of play really made me question a lot of things, and I didn't know what to think about it, but after a while I was like, this character's awesome. This character's like so imaginatively brand new and interesting, and I kind of like it. It's kind of got some Dynasty Warrior elements, but also just kind of some action platforming bits in there as well, and I don't know what to think about it. It's called Project Windless, and very strange stuff. Very interesting stuff, and I'm always applauding different weird ideas like this, and definitely on the weird side, but also on the cool side. And they showed a Star Wars game, and that was for Galactic Racer. And the thing is I'm kind of like a little bit over Star Wars in a lot of ways. I'm a little bit exhausted from the whole experience over the last, how many years it's been for me. And I gotta say, I really like this game. I really like this game. I like it that it's a solid racer-style game that looks, to be copying or, inspired by F-Zero. And that's only a wonderful thing, picking your different pod racers or whatever vehicle you decide to race in. And it looks like super fast, and it's like something that's on my radar. And I didn't think I'd be saying that a while ago, that, oh yeah, I'd be really interested in a new Star Wars racing game. But I always loved the original pod racer from back in the day.
I have you frozen in carbonite!
Now they showed 007 First Light, the brand new James Bond game. And the really weird thing since they announced this game, and I'm not a hater, I just want to say that it looks interesting, and I think it'll find its audience. It's just not for me. For some reason, I don't know what it is. It just feels very generic to me. And it doesn't really seem to have its own, its own personality. It just is kind of there. And I'm not, I'm a big 007 fan of the movies. I really do love them a lot. I love them a lot, especially Sean Connery, even Roger Moore. I'm an old school guy that way. But I guess I don't relate to this James Bond. I mean, at all. I'm like, who's this guy?
Do you mind telling me why I'm here?
And of course, he's probably another number or something like that. That's fine. I just don't really connect with it, and it's just something that I will be passing on. And what do you guys think of this game, First Light? Is it exciting, or is it a pass for you? Okay, we get to the part in the state of play that I was in a bit of a state of shock about, because I didn't think we were going to hear from this company, and that company is Konami. So I was like, they're like, we're going to make a big announcement today. They're announcing a lot of Konami games today, and I'm like, really? You caught my interest. And then they showed Metal Gear Solid Collection 2. And at first, man, when the words Metal Gear Solid came on the screen, I'm like, a full remake of the first game? No, it's Volume 2 of the collection. And I kind of went down a little bit, but then I kind of went up a bit when I saw what this collection had to offer. And what's in the collection is Metal Gear Solid 4, which I'm thrilled about. We're finally getting a version of this on modern consoles. I mean, when did the original one come out? For me, I think it was just when I quit smoking, like 2008-ish, somewhere in there. And do you know what? I played it then, and I really wanted to play it again. And this is a way to do that, which I'm really excited about. And there's also Peace Walker here and Ghost Babel, that all of these games can be played in one version. And then they said something that was like music to my ears. We're going back to the first collection, and we're adding some enhanced modes for those games, some enhanced graphics for the original Metal Gear games. And I'm like, bravo, that's what I like to see. So we will have really definitive collections. And so I might actually pop in the old collection, Volume 1, and update all the packs on there, the update packs, and play some of those versions again, because they finally fixed everything because I remember seeing the reviews for Volume 1, and I was like, I'm not getting that. I waited till it was like $29, and there was all these fixes, then I picked it up. So yeah, I'm really excited about this Volume 2. And then I was completely baffled. All of a sudden, they're showing this box, right? The classic Metal Gear box. And all of a sudden, this tentacle comes out of it, and I'm like, what is going on? And then they start to show the gameplay of this squid running around these levels, sometimes like survival aspects, sometimes action aspects, and it's called Darwin's Paradox. And I've never been so confused in my entire life of what this game is all about. And like, this was a green-lit game? Okay, that's totally okay. It looks interesting, it looks weird, and very strangely Konami. Yeah, I don't know what to think. What do you guys think of that one? That one's, when I saw that in the middle of all this, I'm like, huh? What's going on? And it was kind of cool though. And then it started, and I'm like, oh my God, is this for real? We're getting a new Castlevania? Not another collection. We're getting a new Castlevania. And yes, we are. And we're getting it with Castlevania Belmont's Curse. An all-new side-view action-adventure style game with RPG elements in there. I sat there and I looked at it and I'm like, what am I looking at? I'm looking at a new Castlevania. And you know when we see this kind of thing, we get a little closer to the TV or our monitors and we're like, wait a second, like, really? And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. I'm like, okay, like, and then you can really feel Bloodstained. And obviously Bloodstained's, by Iga is doing his own thing. But you can see a similarity in that there's a lot of contrast with the colors and things like that. A lot of purples and blues contrasting against each other, against the black, backgrounds and things. And I think it looks cool. And I'm a big Castlevania fan. They announced a new Castlevania. You've got my attention. I'm interested. I want to see more about it for sure, but I was kind of blown away to see Konami create its own Castlevania again. And what did you guys think of that announcement? Did it excite you the way it did me? And I mean, Konami was just announcing things, and all of a sudden they announced this kind of brand new game, and I'm like, oh, what's this? We got this character in a small town running around, and I'm like, Silent Hill. It's got to be a new Silent Hill. And all of a sudden the creepy music starts, and then all of a sudden we see the monsters, and we see bashing at things and some really creepy elements. And then they announce Silent Hill Townfall. And it seems that they're really cashing in on doing new Silent Hill games. And I'm all about that. I love this small town feel. It's always the same. You have your protagonist walking around. Everything has gone to hell. I think it looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see a lot more of the announcement in the future. And they weren't done yet. They announced a JRPG with some action combat and some emotional bits. This is what they say are going to come in this game. And that is for Rev Noir. And this is a JRPG by Konami. And right now it looks a little generic. It looks okay-ish. I want to see more of it. So this is just an announcement, obviously. But Konami has been working on some stuff, and it's all pretty interesting. And I'm all about that. And wouldn't it be crazy if they did another Metal Gear game? Oh wait, Metal Gear survived, maybe not. But I really like that they're trying to do some different things here, even without some of the big hitters in the company now, and they're relying on some different people to step up. I'm there to support the games if they're good. And they also announced a brand new John Wick game. They were trying to keep it secret at first. They were hiding this character's face, but we all knew who it was right there. And I gotta say, at first I was like, wow, this looks really amazing. And then I realized that's just a cinematic, and then it cuts to gameplay, and the gameplay looked okay. That's what I gotta say there. I gotta see a little bit more of this game.
Yeah.
Bungie showed Marathon, running around. And I gotta say, it's a shooter. I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't really know much about it. It's not been on my radar at all. And they're like, oh, it's coming out soon. And I'm like, is it? Okay. And I used to be a big Bungie fan, but I don't know. I looked at the game and it looks pretty cool. I think it's gonna have some big time followers, but I don't know, it's not for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like there's a lot of games, I schedule all year to play that I'm excited about, and it's just like one of those games I'm like, oh, it looks cool, but really one of the ones that I might pass on. And then they showed Tokon Fighting Souls. And I've been excited about this game since they first announced it. The fighting action in this game looks stupendous. Wolverine and his movesets, I was applauding while I was sitting there. I'm like, the Japanese do fighting games so well at times. And they do character designs so well at times, and movesets so well at times. Like, I just applaud it. The style is just like, it's oozing through the screen. It's like just saying, this is cool. And it is cool. And they say that the game is coming in August with 20 playable characters. I can't believe that. It just sounds so unbelievable. But I'm all about this fighting game, and I'm really, really excited about it. Physical copies, whatever copies they put out, I will buy day one and support this game because it's right up my alley. And then as it gets closer to the end of the state of play, the words Santa Monica Studios, arises, shows up on the screen, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go. The next God of War. And then they gave me something that I didn't know I wanted, but I definitely want now, even more than a sequel. And that is for God of War Trilogy, a remake of the original first 3 games. And they didn't show anything at all about this game. This was an announcement that there will be an announcement in the future that we will show this game. And I'm totally okay with that. It's kind of neat to see what they're working on. And when we finally see the official trailer, when they show the gameplay of this Trilogy remake, oh my God, I love the original God of War games. Those are classic. And to think that they're remaking those in full 3D on the PS5, Yes, absolutely. And then they're like, but we want to show you something else. Something, I'm like, oh my God, this is getting crazy. What do you want to show us? And then they showed me something that I was really confused about at first. They showed like a little shield and sword. And I'm like, what? They're going pixelated graphics here? This is crazy. And yes, you're going to play as a young Kratos in a full 2D action platformer game. And I really didn't know what to think. I still don't know what to think. I don't dislike it. I'm not over the moon. I think it's very interesting. I think it just needs to settle in. I just watched the state of play. But looking at the character running around, you play as like a kid, basically. And you're running through these levels, and I'm like, okay, like the sprite work and animation work looks really good. Backgrounds look okay-ish, but I kind of applaud the effort of doing something new with the franchise. And it's something that I didn't really expect. And I always expect the unexpected sometimes. And I gotta say, what did you guys think of this state of play? Was it a highlight moment? Was it great? Was it terrible? Did you like all the games? What games did you dislike? What games did you like? What were your highlight moments? Let me know down below. But I will say, I was fully thrilled. I was in it the whole way through. And sometimes in some of these events, you know how you kind of check out and you're looking at the ceiling for a bit? I was always looking at the screen. Every announcement had worth. It really did. Even if I wasn't personally into those games, I thought every announcement had worth. And I thought they were all really interesting style of games. And I think a little bit for everybody there. And I don't know, like, I am 52 years old and I'm still excited about all the new games coming out. I love them so much, and I'm glad I'm living in this time, knock on wood, to be able to experience some of these things, to be able to experience Metal Gear Solid 4 again on the PS5. I'm excited about those moments. I'm also looking forward to that fighting game. It's just insane what they can do. So this state of play, big thumbs up. Big thumbs up. I thought it was awesome. Did I want some other announcements like a Dragon Quest 12 or something crazy like that? Sure, but I don't think that they'll have that in a state of play. I think they'll have it in its own, its own stream, or maybe like the Tokyo Game Show or something like that. But I was absolutely enthralled with this state of play. So, guys, that's all I got to say on this one. So, anyways, guys, until next time.